What is this? Is this real life? Is this the Florida is this the Florida Coach Soccer podcast?
Yep.
It's been so long.
Yep.
It's been months and months and months, and now we are absolutely back. Welcome to another episode of Florida Coach Soccer podcast for us, by us, still talk about intersectional black culture and soccer. Got your boy here, Greggo here. Let me tell y'all something real quick. It's been a hot minute since we have been up on here, and we got a lot to catch y'all up on, and we got a lot to get into. But actually, for this episode, we actually got something special for y'all. We got a special guest coming up on the show in a quick bit to talk about DEI, CRT, MICKEYMOUSE. Like we got all of it.
Alphabet boys, the alphabet boys.
But joining us tonight is our main man, the OG himself, Coach Tony. Man, how you been, man?
Hey man, just trying to chip away like everybody else, man. I'm trying to figure out my piece of the pie as usual, but I'm good. Great to be back.
Yeah, trust me, I know all too well right now about trying to get that pie, and I'm like, yeah, we might have to go get our pie somewhere else. But also,
are these Negro pies?
How much does it got to be for these white pies?
Please tell me y'all seen the movie Life.
Oh man, yes sir. And also with us is our man in the MD, keeping the alphabet letters going, is Devin the dude. What's up with you, boss?
Hey man, out here, we live, out here living, man. Like we all said, trying to get our piece of the pie, slowly but surely.
Yeah,
we are back, my man.
Dog, it's been, I say, at least a good 3-4 months, and like, trust me when I tell you guys, man, like it's like, I think we kind of have to go back even further than that, because like it's basically been like the last 8 months where like we really have been just kind of just spotty at best as far as recording, and just, you know, life been life in like a sumbitch.
Yep.
like in so many ways. And but yeah, like things are finally starting to clear up. Things are starting to, you know, finally, you know, get back in order. And you know, we definitely hope that you guys had a great. Well, this Black History Month was actually kind of nuts. I like so many people were just trying to come at us on so much dumb shit, and I'm just like, you know, the energy, like, unlike most years, like where it's just like all love during February, this year it was just like people just trying dumb shit. And we just had primaries here in Georgia earlier this week, and we really about to just, you know, have it with these two old heads one more time. I'm like, all right. But yeah, like I said, we'll we actually have 2 episodes coming up, it kind of in relatively in quick succession. We have this episode here, and then we also have another special episode coming up where we go into, honestly, what I feel is probably the biggest soccer story going right now is the US Open Cup situation, all the beef with USL, MLS, US Soccer, all lower league soccer and everything. Is like right now it's just been an absolute free for all, and trust me, we got some smoke for that too. But yeah, I actually wanted to go ahead and set us up for what we're about to go into with this special interview. Coach, let us know who we got on the show today.
Yeah, we got Dr. Chris Busey, PhD, with some respect on the name.
More letters, yes.
He did not go to 8 years of evil school to be called Mister. No, but it's our brother from another. He is the Vice President of DEI with the United Soccer League. And I was fortunate enough to cross paths with his brother at the United Soccer Coaches Convention a couple of years ago. And ever since then, we've had a friendship that has lasted, and we have been keeping contact. It's been like one of those things like, yo, bro, you got to get on the show, man. And recent events of what some of you might have seen in the current events recently with the University of Florida and how they are like, no, we don't care about people of color. Not really.
They make it real hard to be a fan right now. That's all I can really say. Make it real hard.
This gentleman right here, this gentleman down below, he loves a sport institution with their sports, but everything,
it actually kind of reminds me of
you
like.
You do not get to talk, sir. You do not get to talk. Sorry.
I have an important point here, like, because it kind of reminds me of like, of course, the conversations that we would have about Chelsea and Liverpool and like how, like,
this is worse, bro.
Trust me, I know, but like
worse.
You and like Real Madrid, like how you have to kind of reconcile their past and in some cases their present with whatever fandom that you have, because like it's because like I became a Florida fan like back like 92, 93. So like, obviously at that point the internet wasn't around. So like you didn't really know about the past like that unless you just had access to it. And then the internet comes about, you're able to just look at old pictures and stuff, and you see they used to play with the damn stars and bars on the damn helmet. And it's like, this is the same school? Like, what is like who is this? And then, just in just, of course, Florida right now as a whole is a mess, but just seeing how the university has gone about, trying to dump all of their DEI, and basically, and of course, this interview's been pure. Of course, I've listened to like a little bit of it, but like this here, with Dr. Busey, it's like I'm glad he stood 10 toes down, basically. Because I'm like, the way they're coming at him is like, nah, absolutely not on your life. And it's crazy. Just like it's like they're showing us who they probably were all this time, through all the, behind all the championship, there's still a shit ton of racism. And of course, if you've ever been through Gainesville, you ever been to Gainesville, like,
ain't shit there.
One ain't shit there. But one thing that always just sticks out to me is like if you go down 75, there's like this gigantic Confederate flag.
Yep.
And
there's a Shell station right by it.
There's McDonald's right there too.
There's a fence around it. You have the fence around it. Trust me, I see this every other weekend when I drive down. Like, yeah. And then wait, time out. You got Steve Spurrier's restaurant that's in Gainesville.
Yeah.
And you got a Harley Davidson there.
Yeah.
There's a Nike Town, or not, sorry, they don't call it Nike Towns anymore. There's a Nike outlet there. Yeah.
I mean,
there's an F45 there too, if you want to get your workout on. I'm just trying
and another thing there is that, for those of y'all who really know your Black history, just outside of Gainesville is a town called Rosewood.
Please watch that movie. Ving Rhames.
Yeah.
Ving Rhames.
Don Cheadle. Esther Roll. What's up in there?
What's her name? What's her name is on it? Shit.
What's
her name?
Talking about Squeak.
No. Oh shit. I'm not gonna lose my black card. Please. No.
Yeah, bro, man.
No, I'm not gonna lose my black card. I'm about to find it on IMDb. I promise. I'm not gonna lose.
I don't think it's the same person.
At least Neil.
Yeah.
No, bro.
That's the role.
No,
That's the role. Yeah.
Not Esther. No, what's her name is in it? I'm tripping, dude. Go ahead, continue. Talk some more stuff.
But yes, how this town was over a false charge of rape. The white people in this town, killed essentially their entire black population and burned it to the ground. And it's crazy. It's when I think about it now, it's crazy they were able to get that movie off. Like that was still in the 90s. Yeah, and for as progressive as we think things are right now, it's like the fact that we look back at it, like they were able to get that movie off in the 90s. I'm like, of course, it's tripping me up.
1997. That was 1997.
But it's that's not too far from Gainesville. So like the roots of racism in that area, they go deep.
For me, like I'm not even gonna lie, like for Ving Rhames, like obviously he's been Mission Impossible and all that stuff. He's Artie's voice.
We have the meats, we have the shits.
But to be honest, like for me and my maturation in childhood and all that stuff, like Ving Rhames, like that Rosewood character always stood out to me as far as like his most iconic performances. Because like to see a black man standing there with a shotgun, like telling white folks like,
"Step aside, butch."
That's iconic. I mean, it's next to Django. You know what I'm saying? Like that's one of those moments where you just like.
We let him go off.
It is next to Django. Django to me is always in my top 5. Like,
oh yeah, absolutely.
Whether it's a comic book or not, I don't care. It's in my top 5.
Top 5 alive. Shout out to Ringo.
Django is always in my top 5. Anytime a black man can whip a slave master, I'm always for that. So anyway.
But yeah. Definitely some great nuggets in this interview. Hope you guys enjoy it. Our man Coach is going to actually take the wheel during this interview. So yeah, it'll be him and Devin. I'll be back on the flip side after the interview, and we'll wrap it up with
Greggo, I just gotta ask: are you planning to divest your interest into the University of Florida athletics?
I don't think so. I don't think so. I actually haven't bought a Gator jersey in a hot minute.
He's a company man.
Wow. The only company I keep is FTCUTD.
You were going to say another C word, honestly.
He's a company man.
The only company I keep right now is FTCUTD. That's about all I got. But yeah, on the flip, I'll be back for 2 Up and 2 Down. But yeah, enjoy the sultry voices of Coach Tony and Devin the Dude, and with Dr. Chris Busey, and stick with us.
Actually, I just thought about that. Like they need to come up with another series of ghosts, and like he comes from the dead, because like in those type of stories, ghosts Power Kane and Ghost and Tommy. We need them to come back from the dead. So just like that, we coming back from the dead, man. Just like
we light skinned, so it's all the same.
Cool. And then we got one that is accepted into the light skinned crew. We got our homie. Should I say doctor? Do I have to say doctor? Do I got?
No, you ain't gotta say doctor, man.
You sure? I don't know.
Nah, you good, man. You good.
I'm gonna say Coach Chris, because to me, in my eyes, you still a coach and always will be a coach. But we got
absolutely, man. Absolutely,
USL. And for you all don't know, Chris and we met about almost it's been a year and a half ago now.
Almost 2 years.
Yeah, almost 2 years. And the way he and I crossed paths is that we met at the United Soccer Coaches Conference up in Philly, and we just randomly literally crossed paths.
Yep.
And kicked it, talked, broke some bread, had some drinks. And I gotta say, ever since that moment, I've been like, yo, I need to stay connected to this brother, because there's one thing where for me, I don't know about you, Devin, or everything, but I feel like Chris is a brother that is like, I joked with you earlier, Chris, but I really mean this, man. You a trailblazer in the hood, man. Like you
Appreciate that, bro.
You are taking on shots, some Kevlar shots. Let's just say to the minimum. But for you all to know, Chris is now current VP of DEI at the USL, United Soccer League. And before you even got to that position, here you are, a brother from the States, right? Yeah. Born, you don't have no Caribbean descent?
No, not that I know
of. Are you just regular old African American?
As far as I know. I don't know pops like that. So
right.
Look, it could be something. It could be something, but
could be. We don't know.
Yeah. On my mama's side.
So I have to ask, man, what was your journey in getting connected to this beautiful game that we love so much?
Yeah, man, it's crazy the way that, fate works and the way that life takes its course. So I don't know if I've actually ever told you this, but I had childhood leukemia.
Yeah.
So I was diagnosed with cancer at the age of 8, and I was given 6 months to live. And, I went through chemotherapy for 5 years. And so at that time, I was diagnosed in 92, and this is at the height of like the dream team, right?
Right.
And I'm going through treatment. So at the time, I couldn't go to school, actually.
So 92, you were, 8 years old or something? 7?
Yeah, I was 8 years old. I was diagnosed that summer in 92. And then I'm in chemotherapy treatments just like for 5 years. But those first 2 to 3 years of chemotherapy treatments were really intense because my leukemia was really bad. So I'm spending 3 to 5 days in the hospital at a time. You're not even allowed to really go to school like that because your immune system is done.
So
something like the chicken pox could do you in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So I say all that to say, man, like the 94 World Cup, I don't remember specific players, but I just remember being a young kid who was never introduced to soccer, but was watching Brazil. And I was like, yo, them black dudes can ball. And it was like they play soccer the way that the dream team plays basketball.
Good way to put it.
That's a good analogy.
Yeah. And that's what really hooked me, man. And
where were you at this time? Were you in Florida? Where did you grow up as far as?
So I was actually in DC at the time, man.
Okay. So you were in a host city. DC was a host city, right?
Yeah, DC was a host city, so it was big, man. And actually, there were athletes coming into the hospitals because, they want to visit youth and stuff like that.
Right.
But I'm not from DC, so I was born in Rochester.
Okay.
It's a crazy story, man. I was born in Rochester. My mom had me, kind of straight out of high school. She joined the military. I didn't move in with my mom until 2 months before I was diagnosed with leukemia. But because she was in the military, they flew me straight to Walter Reed.
Shit, yeah.
And that's how I ended up in DC. So it's not that we had connections to that area, at least at the time.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
So you got some Walter Reed. You got your Walter Reed bars.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Early.
Early.
Yeah.
So it was the 94
interesting story.
The 94 World Cup was like your intro into like that passion. But so considering all your health issues as well too, like when did you start playing or anything like that?
Yeah, I didn't start playing till like 10th, 11th grade, man.
Okay.
And I really didn't know what I was doing either.
Yeah. Okay.
Obviously, I was introduced to it on the street just, through diaspora, right? Yeah. Your Jamaican homies, your Haitian homies, they play. But in terms of like truly understanding the game, I understood it in the United States primarily as a game that the suburban white kids played in my MAC program.
Yeah.
And in the off season, I didn't really want to run track because once I got my health back good, I was hitting the weight room pretty hard. I played youth football up until I was diagnosed with leukemia.
Right.
So I got back in. I didn't want to run track. I was like, yo, I'm going to give soccer a shot, man. And then from there, it was a wrap.
Damn.
Like, it was a wrap.
So you gave up the pads for the shin guards, huh?
Yeah, it was a wrap, man.
I don't blame you. Because we had to take that cranium of yours, man.
Yeah.
That's a big cranium of yours. You know what I'm saying?
It's a dome, bro. It's a dome. It's a dome.
Hey, man, as a fellow big cranium person, I feel like I'm allowed to. But there is someone that has surpassed your cranium size. The other host of this show, it's infamous. Greggo's head is like, you remember, was it last year when baseball started doing those large hats and people would wear them at the games and stuff like that? The reason why they started doing it is because they were like, yo, we got excess of hats ordered by Greggo. Here you go. So
you cold, man.
The size 8 fitted new era.
Size 8.
That's right.
Yeah, size 8.
That's, man. Hey, like that. It's always interesting though. But you bring up the fact that like '94 World Cup, and I think that like several people we've interviewed over these years that it's always a World Cup. That it's either a World Cup or FIFA that kind of like gets them into it. You know, as far as the black culture goes and everything like that.
I would say like the first. Like at the time I was young, man, I was still into basketball. So like for my Make-A-Wish, I actually chose to meet Charles Barkley.
Really?
No, that's
yeah. Like I was heavy into basketball, and so watching like the '94 World Cup, like again, man, I can't recall specific players at the moment. Now I can name, some of the players and the countries that were balling just because, retrospect, I have the ability to look at it now. But the first World Cup that I actually like tuned into pretty heavy was the 2002 World Cup. Like I remember watching bits and pieces of the 98 World Cup.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That 2002 one, I think that was in Korea.
Yeah.
And Japan.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That was the one that I was like downstairs in the dorm with everybody just up early in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, would you say the same for you, Devin? Like as far as like a World Cup experience was probably the.
Same for me. And people probably know this, but first hints of soccer was definitely the '98 World Cup. I remember having that on the TV. I remember I was at a summer camp and like I didn't really know too much about soccer, but there were a lot of international, a lot of foreign people there. So like we had this big screen TV in like the summer break room, and they would have the World Cup on, and so like the whole camp was tuned into it. So I just always was just like, oh dang, like this must be a pretty big deal, to have everybody just so hooked like this. Yeah, and it wasn't basketball because that's of course all I knew at the time.
Yeah.
So of course I have vivid memories of the '98 World Cup, but then again same deal. Just growing up playing my homeboys in FIFA is really what got me hooked on it. That was where me and my homeboy Brandon, I was playing with my homeboy Brandon. He was always like, yo, I'm going to whoop you with Thierry Henry. And I'm like, who is Thierry Henry? I have no idea who Thierry Henry is.
Yep.
And so, needless to say, I got my ass whooped, and then just, learning about the players, like, oh, this is a black dude, like, and you saying he's like the best in the world right now. Yep. So, I mean, needless to say, obviously that's where, the fandom came from, and I got hooked from there ever since, man. Just, seeing somebody just looking like me, a light-skinned dude, just taking over the whole world right now. It hooked me ever since.
Yep.
Yeah, man.
I gotta say also that like that '98 World Cup, because I mean we're all in that same age bracket, but like I mean I was '94, like I remember because I actually visited my cousin in Chicago at the time, and Chicago was a host city, and like seeing it, like I didn't really get the gravitas of the moment of what a World Cup
exactly.
Yep. It's different, and even because obviously that's before the Olympics that came to Atlanta. And so in '94, I was 12, so I didn't understand the gravitas of like, this is literally the whole world stopping and watching an event. And so to see that in Chicago, like, yeah, it was cool, but still, we were still struggling with soccer being shown on TV. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was still an issue. There were still commercial breaks during the game. People forget that. Like, there were still commercial breaks. And so I was kind of caught by it, but that 98 one, though, because where I was trying to be a collegiate athlete, because I was in high school at that time. I was freshman, sophomore, and basketball was my main sport too. And I'm glad you put that comparison. Like, yeah, that Brazil squad, they were the dream team.
Yeah, man.
You know, like, I mean, and it also helped that Nike did a hell of a job.
Bro.
You know, making that story and all their ad campaigns.
Yeah.
You know, Nike just cashed in and did it right with that whole Brazil squad, you know.
Yeah, they did.
So, like, I think that was the other part, but I remember, like, I don't know if y'all did this, like, you know, obviously we had posters and stuff in the wall, on the rooms and stuff like that, but I would make those collages, and this was the whole thing of me going to Barnes & Noble, getting all those soccer magazines, and I was cutting out all the Henrys and Fabian Barthez and Zidane and all. I was cutting them all out and putting them on the wall and making the collage, put them on the wall, and especially any goalkeeper, because since I was a goalkeeper, but like that 98 World Cup, man, I think that was the beginning of the love, and then when I got to college, that was
yeah,
you know,
yeah. College was the wrap for me on soccer. Like, that was like, that put a bow on it.
Yep.
Yeah, no, same, because I actually had homeboys in our dorms and we would all play FIFA, and like, you know, it was just a small group of us, but we was in the dorms every day, every night with it. So yeah, it definitely sealed it.
Yeah, man.
So when you saw yourself getting in love with the game and everything like that, let's fast forward a little bit. Did you ever think that you would be where you are working with the game of soccer?
Nah. No, man.
I mean, if you look at 10-year-old, all right. So Chris gets over the hump of leukemia. You know, you battle tested.
Yeah.
And you like, all right, I'm here for a purpose, right? But did you think that purpose would be working for better opportunities for people of color in the game of soccer? Did you ever think that?
Man. Never.
What was let's say 16-year-old Chris's dream at the time? What did you want to do?
PG.
I mean, this is an MA audience, but for your sake and your happiness, for whatever you want to take, whatever you're comfortable with.
Yeah, man. You know, 16-year-old Chris, man, like, when you go through like what I had went through,
right?
And you know, a crucial part of my story as well is I lost a cousin who is only 2 years older than me. You know, the gun violence as well. And so, kind of coming off the heels of that, it was like, man, I want more for myself. Like, to your point, battle tested, been through it, have seen some things and witnessed some things that no kid that age should have to witness.
Right.
So at that time, man, like, my mind was geared straight towards college. Like, there was no doubt about it. And I was doing like Upward Bound at the time.
Yeah.
And my family had relocated to Savannah.
Yep.
Because that was the military. Once I get through the chemo treatments, my mom gets stationed down in Savannah. So I'm going to high school down there. Doing Upward Bound at Savannah State, man. Like, I just had one goal in mind, and that was college. Now, did I have a plan of what to do once I got to college?
Come on, man.
Nah.
Who does? I mean, if they do, they bullshit.
One step at a time. One step at a time.
Yeah, man. So I was just living, honestly, man. Just, grinding, doing well in school, doing well in sports, just trying to be a good citizen of my community, man, and just really wanting to figure life out, truthfully, man. So, but working in sport and soccer, actually, I won't say working in soccer. Working in sport was definitely top of mind, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that was kind of the magnetic attraction that I had. I was like, yo, this dude, he's got a similar kind of, I don't know, just ambiance of you as far as like whatever the sport is. Like, I'm trying to do some good with this sport.
Yeah.
And the part that I have to definitely leap to now is that, all right, so when I met you at the time, you were high school coach, right?
I was coaching club at the time.
You were coaching club. You were coaching club at the time.
Yeah.
Down in Florida. And as we know, Florida man and all that stuff like that, there's a real thing.
It is real.
I hear they're having TV shows and competitions now for Florida man. Did y'all see that? Like they actually like trying to.
I ain't see it, but I believe it.
I believe anything that comes out of Florida at this point.
It's wild down here, man.
It's one of those things like I'm surprised, but I'm not. You know, like, and they're actually going to have like I think Florida Man games or something like that. And it's one of those things like, especially as a black man, you're like, ooh, where's that line of where are we going to get the racist?
And people going to watch it. People going to watch it and eat it up.
Ooh, y'all are treading that line.
It's coming.
It's coming. You know it. It's. I remember when Daniel Tosh had that stand up. He was like, "You are 2 years away from being a rally." You know. And I feel like that's one of those cases with that show. You're like, "Ooh, I heard a little too many yeehaws." But all right. So tell us and walk us through the path and journey of you being a club coach in Florida, but Chris is not only an athlete, he is also a scholar, people. Hence, the doctor, the PhD. Walk us to you getting us to the point of where I met you, where you were, professor at University of Florida, but also a club coach. How you got to that point in your life?
Yeah, man. So I would say like right out of undergrad, that's when I started, to kind of turn my interest towards coaching. So I did my undergrad at UF actually.
Okay. Greggo, did you hear that, Greggo? Greggo is a Gator fan, just so you know. He didn't go to Florida, but he's a Gator fan.
Hey, man, Florida was live when I was there. Now, it's a different story now, which I know we about to get to, but,
but you were there during the criminal years. Wait, no. You were right before.
I was right before that.
Yeah, you were right before.
I mean, like my last year was Urban Meyer's second year. So I was there. I was definitely there, like Joakim Noah, Al Horford.
Yeah.
Like those boys. So they were my neighbors in my dorm. So I was there for that first basketball championship. I graduated, then the football team won it, then the basketball team won it again. Yeah. It was. Yeah.
I just thought about it, man. Like one of my childhood friends who I used to play basketball against, he was playing linebacker at the time. He was my year. He finished in 2004. Travis
Harris?
Yep, Travis Harris.
Yeah.
I grew up with Travis.
Harris. Yeah.
You remember him?
Yeah.
Travis.
With the locks, yeah.
Yep. He didn't have him in high school. Travis, because he got Mr. Georgia when it came to football at Southwest DeKalb in Atlanta. In Georgia.
Yep. I remember T.R.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
So you were right. So I would love to hear your added notes to the Netflix series that they did on that football squad. What was the Netflix? The Untold? What was it? Untold?
The Swamp Kings thing?
Yeah, it was very...
Yeah. I plead the fifth. I pleed the fifth.
Because I'm sure you saw the little murmuring.
I plead the
fifth. Exactly. There's so many amendments to the Constitution. I can only choose one.
Yeah, I saw some stuff, man.
All right, so go to UF. Do your undergrad there.
Yeah, man. So, to fast forward, 2017, the opportunity came for me to go back to UF. They had recruited me to go back as faculty before then I was at Texas State University.
Okay.
Down in San Marcos. We were living in Austin. Did I want to go back to Gainesville? Not really, man. I don't know many people who dream of moving to Gainesville. No slight to anybody that's from Gainesville.
It's literally just the college, really. That's it.
Yeah, exactly, man. But with my family being down here, and also, I felt kind of called as well.
Okay.
Because as a first-generation college student, it was a handful of black professors that I had. It was only like 2 or 3 who were like, man, you got some potential. Why don't you go to graduate school? And I'm like, what's graduate school? Like, I didn't even know what that was. So I felt like I had the opportunity to pay it forward. So when I moved back to Gainesville, I started coaching club in Gainesville. And there's some decent soccer in Gainesville, man. It's actually kind of slept on a little bit. But the problem is it's small town. And it's transient.
So let me ask you this, because obviously I'm getting familiar with the soccer atmosphere in Florida. And I had taste of it as my high school career. We actually used to go down to play schools in Tallahassee, the McClays, and I can't remember, it was some other private school. But every year we made a Florida trip, and so Tallahassee I got to see. Never saw the Gainesville. Obviously, I'm seeing the Tampa stuff right now, but obviously Miami is,
yeah,
bro.
Yeah,
Miami ain't no joke.
It's different, bro. It ain't no joke, bro. It's different.
Them kids, God, like I'm seeing those Miami teams playing these Tampa teams. I'm like, damn,
it's different. Dusting them.
They are, Devin. Let me tell you. And the thing about it, I always thought that DMV. I know you love that. But no, seriously, I thought DMV had was a hotbed of soccer, right? But at Miami,
man, is different.
It is different, But so how would you? I mean, on the scale of Florida, where would you rank the Florida talent as far as Gainesville goes? Like, I mean, obviously we got Miami number 1.
Like a 2, 3.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. Wow.
Yeah.
On the scale of 1 to 10?
Yeah. Well, okay. I was ranking them like
I like ranks, like gold, silver, diamond.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, it's like that.
No, man.
That
Miami
makes sense. Okay.
No. I would say Miami 1, Orlando 2, Tampa 3, Jacksonville 4.
Okay.
And then
Tallahassee, probably like a 7-8, somewhere around.
Yeah, like a 7-8.
Because you got the goal, you got the panhandle side.
Yeah,
there's some talent there in the panhandle side.
Yeah, like I said, man, there is some decent talent there. One of the issues is that a lot of the families, they'll drive to Jacksonville or Orlando to go play for Craze Crush.
Gotcha.
Or Hugh Menzies' club. They'll go play for some bigger clubs. Because at the end of the day, man, like those clubs in Gainesville, they don't get into the ECNL system. They're just too small.
Right.
Like to build out that way for Girls Academy, ECNL, MLS Next.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So they have to, which I understand, right?
Yeah,
like
it makes sense. Yeah, I mean, try and get seen.
Yeah, exactly. But the girls that I was coaching, man, like we were getting them up to speed. Like we were beating at the time some of those pre-ECNL teams out of your bigger cities.
Okay.
And they was hitting up like some of the girls, after the games. You know how it is, like,
dude, they hounds. They hounds,
man. Yeah, man.
They just hanging and waiting, man. It's weird, isn't it though? Like
it is, man.
You work in youth sports and you see that, and you're just like, this is weird. You're a grown up and you just waiting on the sidelines to hound and pounce and have that. It's something that I still don't feel comfortable with.
Yeah, man.
Something weird about it, but
yeah, man. But I was coaching and teaching and researching all at the same time, man.
So you're researching, right? And so I think this also is starting to go into the pathway of like where you are. So you're researching, right? What is the younger Christopher studying and researching at this time?
Yeah, critical race theory, man. Say it with my chest, man. I don't shy away from it. Like I studied how CRT started.
Really?
And its formation as a legal framework that then kind of dissipated into or was disseminated into other disciplines.
Huh.
Yeah, so I can tell you like the very beginnings of it. Like I know CRT like the back of my hand.
So, all right, what got you into that? I mean, like as far as like, was this PTSD from something else, or was it just no? I mean, we're all as people, we're carrying our own traumas. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely, man. Yeah, I think that was a part of it. To be honest with you, and I used to tell my students this because, like, my parents' generation, they didn't necessarily grow up like critical of the world around them. Some of it, I can understand, like they're just trying to eat. And so some of the things, that I was told, like, hey man, just keep your head down, keep going. And did they mean anything by it? No, not at all. So when I was first exposed to kind of like just race theory in general, it was like, man, I'm seeing the world differently now. A lot of the things that I was told about just keep working hard, you'll get there. And I'm like, bro, I'm working as hard as I possibly can.
And I ain't there.
Exactly.
This equity thing, I thought we were supposed to be.
Yeah, man.
No.
Yeah.
So
I taught high school for a few years in Orlando too.
Okay.
In like a majority like black neighborhood. In Pine Hills.
Where they
so like seeing firsthand like the inequities, man, it just like you carry faces with you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So this man is at the beginning point of critical race theory. And how does that parlay into you being a professor at Florida, like as far as what you're teaching there, and then your course choice of what you want to do and everything like that, and I guess the bouts with and also set the backdrop, because a lot of what we're painting this or having this discussion around is the last couple of weeks, it was news, but it's not news as far as where the University of Florida has decided to just get rid of DEI as far as their whole institution is concerned. And as someone who was a key player in this build-up, when I say key player, I mean as someone who's been a part of that.
It was, man. It was.
Yeah. I would say, like, walk us through that journey of being a professor at Florida at this time.
Yeah, man. So the wild thing is Florida recruited me to go and teach critical race theory. It was like, we want you to bring this specialization.
What year is this?
This is 2017.
2017. Okay.
Yeah, so they're like, we want you to bring this expertise. We want to grow this out. The first class that I taught at UF was Foundations of Critical Race Theory. Very first class. Doctoral seminar. 24 students, man. In the doc sim, like packed to the hilt, man. Students were hungry for it.
So who's showing up in this class? Is a majority? I mean, obviously it's a PWI, but
Oh, it's majority black and brown students for sure.
Okay.
But you definitely had a fair share of white students who was like, I want to get it in too. Like
peppered throughout the crowd. Okay.
Yeah. So I ended up building out the way like my case caught the attention of the state. I ended up building out a whole doctoral program focused on critical race. It was called Critical Studies of Race, Ethnicity, and Culture in Education. And I had 2 core classes, CRT, and then another one called Theorizing Race and Racism. And that one was like Frantz Fanon, Angela Davis, Black Feminist Thought, like a bunch of, like OG kind of perspectives on race and racism.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had a class called Black Diaspora Thought because I did a lot of research in Colombia as well.
Okay.
And on like the Black Lives Matter movement in Brazil as well. So I was like pretty much spread across the diaspora, bro.
Okay.
Of course, George Floyd is murdered. Everybody wants to get in on the courses.
It's hot.
It's hot
topic. Yep.
But the thing that a lot of people don't talk about is the money that, and in particular, like the financial incentives that universities and corporations saw.
Say more.
They saw my classes, and it was like Coca-Cola's hitting us up, X, Y, and Z corporations hitting us up. They want their employees to get, anti-racist training, and they can come do it at UF. So can you take what you do and turn it into a non-degree seeking certificate of about 12 to 15 credit hours?
Woo! So let's backtrack. I really wish I was in your mind at that time. Like, what the hell you were thinking? Like, at this one point, you're like, yeah, this could be a great opportunity. That seems like I'm getting pimped out.
Yeah, I knew. I knew what it was, man. I knew what it was. I knew exactly what it was.
Damn.
Yeah, man. But I'm putting students through this program, man. Like, man, I want to say I sat on like 52 dissertation committees in 6 years at UF. Because these are students just rolling through the class, man. So they take one, then they take the other class, and they like, man, I want to do the whole concentration. And so I'm just, man, I got like students coming through, man. And obviously, like, I'm about it because if they really want to dig deep and they want to get into the work, like, we could get it, man.
Birthing a generation.
I gotta ask this question because obviously I'm coming from an HBCU background. I don't know how it is at PWI as far as college. I know how it is like high school. But did you seek after like some of the black athletes, like, yo, your ass need to be up in my class type of thing? Like,
yeah.
Do that?
Yeah, I tried to, man. It got very difficult, so they really started to put a shield around the athletes. So like one of my doctoral students had proposed actually an honors class, a 1 credit, bro, not even 3 credit.
1 credit? Wow.
A 1 credit, I forget what they call it, like special topics, and it had to be based around 1 book. And I want to say the first semester she proposed the autobiography of Malcolm X.
Okay.
And that's
lightweight.
yeah.
That's junior high for me.
they told her nope.
That's junior high. I did that
because they don't want it is, but they don't want the student athletes to even gain, any sort of.
You don't want another Colin Kaepernick.
Right knowledge. Right knowledge.
Yep.
You don't want a Jaylen Brown to happen. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So
exactly, bro. Exactly.
Okay. Or Maya Moore. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. They don't want that, man.
Okay. All right. So
they don't want that.
All right. So was anything as far as like when you were talking about the aspect of like, the Caribbean diaspora that you were kind of chasing as well too, or South America in there? First of all, I got to ask, did you watch Henry Louis Gates, Black in Latin America?
Yeah, Black in Latin America? Yeah.
What were your thoughts on that? I'm just curious as to what you're.
So that film, man, is actually heavily critiqued. that whole series as well as his book. It's very heavily critiqued by a lot of scholars of the African diaspora.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's this concept called surviving culturalisms.
Mm-hmm.
And he would base a lot of like the diaspora connections on those surviving culturalisms, food, music,
right,
things of that nature. And it's critiqued because it's seen as like less political. I think personally it served its purpose.
Yeah.
But that's academia for you, right? Like if you don't say it the way that they say it, or you know, if you're not as critical as they want you to be, they're gonna let you know about it.
Yeah, it's interesting to say because we have an internal family discussion about Henry Louis Gates a lot because obviously he's done so much for the culture and everything, but and at the same time you're like, bruh, because he's so especially Ivy League influence,
mm-hmm.
And it's almost like sometimes you feel like he just skims over the HBCU aspect of history too.
Yeah.
And you're like, wait, just like what you said, like he's bringing up these great issues, and at the same time, it's like, I wish I could have just, And I appreciated the series as far as the big picture, like you said.
Yeah, same, man, same.
So, you know, you're getting your Henry Louis Gates stuff going on in Florida. So let's talk about the drama.
Yeah, man.
The fallout.
Yeah, man.
Now, this is where this is where we go viral, where the clicks start happening and everything. Walk us through about now. The fact that you're laughing about it now, not laughing, but the fact that you can chuckle about it is like
you can joke about it now.
Yeah,
but some serious BS happens.
Yeah, man.
Because of what you were doing. And walk us through this next phase as well.
Yeah, man. It was traumatic at the time. And I think when we first met, I was kind of on the heels of that. And so you were kind of meeting me like, you know, still deep into like the feelings.
Yeah.
And the aftermath of it all. But, you know, essentially, man, like the state came after me. Like I was called into meetings with university lawyers, and I was told they know what you teach, when you're teaching it, how you're teaching it. Like they had pulled my syllabi without me knowing. Now, granted, we are forced in the state of Florida to submit our syllabi anyway.
Okay, yeah. I mean,
most state schools.
Yeah, I mean that's almost par for course. Yeah.
Yeah, but you know, I was told specifically, I need to change the name of my classes and of my concentration, or I'm going to bring undue attention to the university and to the college.
Wait, that's going to be the undue attention? Wait, time out. Let me get this right.
That was the straw right there. That was the straw.
You heard me right, man.
That's what's going to bring undue attention?
Bro, this is what they told me. I was told, man, and you also keep in mind, I'm also on the heels of tenure. Like, getting tenure at a school like UF, man,
like
that's
a state school like UF is huge.
Major. It's huge.
And how old are you at this time? I mean,
yeah. Let's see, 17, 21. Hold on, man. You got me doing the math, bro.
I'm sorry, man. My bad. You weren't a math major.
36, 37.
All right, so you so like you're at that point where like, yeah, this is where my career takes off.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I'm working on a book at the time. I'm doing research at the Schomburg Center for Black History.
And you got kids and a wife at home.
Yeah, man. And all this comes down. So I told him, I'm not changing anything. So, like, that's not how it's going to work. And we get into some back and forth, and I'm bringing up to him too, like, just 9 months ago, y'all was asking for this.
Right.
Banging on your door.
Banging on my door, man. Like, turn your classes into a certificate, man. Can you give a talk here or here?
To this? Can you add Adidas to like?
Wow, that's it.
Yeah,
that's it, man. And then me telling them no, and just like continuing to refuse to play their game with this. That's what caused like the whole national uproar. And so once the news got wind of it, that's when, bro, I remember that Thanksgiving. I'm getting calls on my phone. I don't recognize the number, so I'm ignoring them.
Right.
Of course.
And I'm getting voicemails. Orlando Sentinel, Miami Herald, AJC. I meant like you name it.
Not the AJC, man.
Yeah, man. They're AJC. All like, they all got like hip to the grievance that the union filed on my behalf.
Gotcha. Okay.
That's dope.
And
that's dope.
That story, man. I remember they told me it was like CNN wanted to enter, and I was like, nope.
So for the record, you didn't do any major network interviews or anything like that?
Nope.
Can I just ask why? Why? What was your?
Cause man, I wasn't out there for that, man. Like I was just really just trying to like stand up for myself and stand up for. I don't know. I just felt called, man. Like, man, what would my grandfather think of me if I gave in to this, bro?
Damn.
I
just got chills thinking about that, bro. Like,
our people fought for so much, man. And if I'm going to bend to them saying to change the name of a class, and I remember telling them, bro, this is before all the laws. So this is like a precursor, to HB7 and all these House bills. I remember telling them, I said, bro, first is going to be critical race theory. Then it's going to be culturally responsive teaching. Then it's going to be DEI. And I was like, I study this, man. Y'all think they just coming after CRT? Y'all got it twisted.
Yeah. So I got
an interesting question.
Go ahead.
Do you think that you were a martyr of the situation?
It kind of turned into that, man. I didn't want it to be that. But I do think it kind of turned into that, man. And that's not like what I was looking for.
Yeah.
Because I'm also like conscious of me being like a black man and that whole righteous blood narrative. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to contribute to that, man. I'm just, like I said, I'm just out here, man, like trying to fight for.
Do your job.
Yeah, doing my job and trying to stay true to, what our people fought for, man.
So I'm trying to keep, mindful of everybody's time and everything like that. But obviously we can go days talking about this, but and there's a point in time where, I'll feel you have an actual like safety issue when this comes into play.
Yes.
As far as like,
oh, for sure.
You have a governor there that he definitely stands by his government workers, no matter their color, right? So walk us through that, and then if you can, try to transition to your next chapter.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's the thing. Like a lot of people don't realize, man. Like the day that story broke, like, man, I get goosebumps, man. I had class that morning. Like, we come back from Thanksgiving break. I'm telling the union, man, like, I ain't talking to the press, bro. Because I know they just twist the words.
Yeah.
The day the story broke, man, it was so dystopian. because I'm getting like texts from other professors, from my family, like, hey man, I just went to yahoo.com.
And first thing,
First, like they took my professional like profile picture. Like they don't ask you for these things.
No, they don't. No.
And
hey man, NIL baby, NIL.
Man, if I had an NIL contract, man, I would have made it. Man, I would be working at USL. I would have made some.
Where's your NIL check, man?
Bruh. Man. But yeah, man, it was so dystopian, man. Like, you see my face.
It's crazy.
Like out there like that. New York Times calling everybody, man. You know, it was at that moment, and to your point, some of it was safety related because we in Gainesville too, man. Like, we're not in a major city.
Mm-hmm.
So you one street over from
Yeehaw.
Yep.
Yeah, like we said,
Yes,
two, you get two.
Yes, sir.
You get two yeehaws.
Yep.
They on 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yep. I mean, bro, Gainesville, man, like Rosewood is right outside of Gainesville.
Yeah.
Like, thank you. Rosewood is right there.
Right there, man. Right there. So I knew I needed to pivot faster than what I was anticipating. I was considering the move into sports, but I thought it was going to be going through like the athletic department of a university.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So wait, whoa. You would have stayed at the institution?
Nah.
Oh, okay. All right.
Nah, G.
I thought you were saying
there was no way. There was no way possible at that point.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nah, there was no way.
Another institution's AD. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and it's still something I'm interested in because I love working with youth, man, and being around, young student athletes.
We can raise up the flagpole if you want us to. We can do that.
But yeah, man, that's it. Expedited something that was already kind of sitting in the back of my mind that I was already kind of making moves towards. So when this position came open with USL, I saw this as like a ripe opportunity to step, 10 toes into soccer. Like, here I am coaching club. I'm very familiar with the issues facing, the sport in this country as well as globally. So I saw this, man, as just like a seamless way for me to continue to do that work.
Did they seek you or did you seek them?
I applied for the position. Like, I saw the position and I applied for it. So
that's awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
I was wondering that.
I mean, I will never forget, like, it's crazy how, like, fast, like, because I met you that January, and I think by that March, stuff was changing.
Yeah.
It
was quick, man.
Yeah.
It was quick.
Like, it needed to be.
Yeah. It did.
Yeah, exactly.
It needed
health and safety purposes.
Yeah, man. So for the audience and everybody, just so you know, it goes from being a professor at University of Florida, and then he becomes was it advertised as VP of DEI?
Yeah.
It was? Okay. All right. So that's what I was also wondering because so I guess that's the other thing. So now we get into the soccer side of things. All right. Yeah. Now here we got the USL, a storied institution within the the pantheon of U.S. soccer. Like, the USL has a lot of great history with soccer and its development in the course of, its contribution to the game. Whether you like it or not, it has been a key point to it. And here, this opportunity is presented. It still is, yes, it still is. This opportunity is presenting itself where you are here now, VP of DEI for the USL. Obviously, we didn't really dive into it, but we talked about, like, obviously what happened with 2020 And we know all of what happened as far as like there's a lot of reactionary movements happening as far as these institutions from, like you said, from the institution you're teaching at, the institutions wanting to say, hey, we're a big corporation. We want to be a part of this because we care about black people. Yeah. Now you're going to it. I don't want to lob stuff up too much for you. I don't want to speak for you, but is it the same shit, different toilet?
I know exactly what you mean, man. I'll say yes and no, man. One thing about sport and soccer, and specifically, they know they need DEI. Mm-hmm. Like the research is clear. Like fans, USL fans, MLS fans, you name it, they over-index on studies of diversity, equity, and inclusion. Like fans say, this stuff matters to us.
Actually, I'm gonna interrupt you. I as a host, I hate to interrupt you, but like, it's so. I mean, we're talking about DEI, your VP DEI, and we're assuming our audience knows everything. But here's the thing: like when I talk to my parents and my aunts and uncles, that they're that generation that went through the civil rights movement. They did. Yeah. They literally shed blood.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, they don't understand DEI and what it means.
Yeah.
So to our lay listeners, can you explain to what DEI is to them as far as like for a layman's term of what it is?
Yeah, man. DEI has been around for decades. Like it just didn't start in 2020.
Absolutely.
But essentially, it was a way for corporations to respond to growing political shifts and legal shifts in the U.S. landscape, especially post-civil rights movement. So you got like affirmative action hitting.
Yep.
You have more black folk coming out of college with degrees. But what you also have is you have a growing black middle class as well. And how do you gain access to those consumer dollars? Well, you put somebody at the table.
Wait,
right?
Is he your brother?
Both languages.
Wait. Right? Is he like we were talking about, Devin? Like he your brother, but he ain't a brother, or is he your brother, but he know he's your brother?
Exactly, right. Exactly, man. And so that's really kind of like how DEI, really started, man, and really gained traction. And then obviously, man, post George Floyd, it wasn't so much that companies knew that they needed DEI. Some of that was a reaction to what they saw other companies doing, but they didn't know what other function of their business to turn to. They're like, man, like I got employees who are hurting, who are angry, who are upset. There's a lot of political gridlock, misunderstanding. DEI, like y'all handle it all. And so the role right now, man, it's actually been very poorly conceptualized, in the sport as well as the soccer world.
So essentially, you said like, as far as like where you are in your seat within USL, what? Give me an approximation of how many players are in the USL, all divisions. I can't even fathom that number because
the town of
Gainesville. We introduced women's leagues now too.
Well, I feel like every week there's a new USL team being announced.
Yeah,
of course.
Yeah, man, I was actually just looking at this data, and I remember taking a mouse on the Excel spreadsheet and scrolling like half an hour.
But clearly, when you talk about diversity, the USL should be at the forefront.
100%.
I mean, in a euphoric moment. Like we're looking at a USL that like not only do we support DEI, we are the champions of it, and we are going to do any and everything because we know knowledge that is important to the our constituents and to the people who are involved and everything like that. But it is an important value, just in general, just a way of human life.
Yeah.
Do you feel that? I gotta ask that. I'm putting it on the spot, bro. Put it on the spot.
Yeah. Here's what I'll say, man. We have some clubs, and we also have some executives who do feel that way.
Go.
I don't think a lot of people have been given the intentional language and tools to understand how to turn that into something that's meaningful.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like what I first saw was the thinking of DEI is like what we saw post 2020, like, oh, we're gonna go to the blackest neighborhoods in the United States and we're gonna build mini pitches.
Yep.
And that's gonna help us solve our race problem. Like, nah, that ain't DEI.
Do not get me started on that subject.
That is not
you hitting the heart on that one, man. Don't get me started on that one.
But that's what a lot of stakeholders thought of it as. And this is where I'm like trying to educate them in my role. Like, no, it's not about that, man. Like, how are you building intentional pathways for Black people to own USL teams? To have a say and influence in the game. Because once they own the USL team, that means they're sitting in the meetings with other owners who have previously maybe never sat at a table across from a group of brothers and sisters. And now they have a say in the decision making of the direction of the league. So it's not even just about the ownership itself, it's about the influence. Like, how are y'all building pathways for Black folk to coach in this game?
That's been my $1 million question. I say that because Chris, obviously, we met at United Soccer Convention, Soccer Coaches Convention. That's been my question since day one, because obviously you and I have tread the sideline, and we have always and continue to be the only Black coaches so many times. Yep. And we know how it is, whether it's club, high school, or whatever, rec, whatever it is, that we know that the representation is not there, is not supported, or if it's there, it's we see it from the professional. Obviously, we talk about the professional ranks. Like, obviously, that's a key thing, but we know that to get to that professional rank, it starts from the bottom, and that support is not there. It's not. It's not encouraged, it's not supported, and it's not understood. And the biases, the implicit biases, I mean, I'm going to get on my soapbox a little bit, but like the one thing that has always energized me and the why of what I do, I hate that there's that implicit bias that if a white coach with the same credentials as me, but has an English accent, is 9 times out of 10 going to be chosen, trusted, supported, all that more than me as an African American.
Yep.
Who actually came from the same neighborhood as
Yep.
And so that's the thing that I don't understand. Well, I understand, but it's like that's the part of why there needs to be DEI efforts.
Yeah, that's exactly it, man. Indeed. There needs to be more, like, one of the things I'm arguing for, man, is there needs to be more research behind it too.
It's beautiful.
Like the NFL, scholars have studied the NFL. I was reading a paper recently. This is a scholar hearing me, man. This is a 2023 journal article was looking at head coaching hires in the NFL for like the past 4 decades. And what they were finding is when you control for experience, everything you just said, experience, college playing experience, coaching experience, even the positions that they're coaching. Because we already know, like, if you're coaching on the offensive side of the ball, you're given kind of a expedited pathway to a head coaching role in the NFL.
Right.
You control for all them factors, everything being the same. The white coach is still going to get hired.
Still.
Absolutely.
Faster
it's
than
the
a
same
black
thing.
coach.
I mean, this is a whole nother topic. We could talk about it's like, we saw the pathway of black quarterbacks. And now, obviously, we're seeing, like, there's a shift. But there's still, like, okay, you're still a player. You're a quarterback. Yeah, you might be athletic enough to handle a quarterback position. But still, that doesn't translate to you being a person that can call a shot at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Manage.
They always try to shift into another position first.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, too, man. Like, who's looking at that young black midfielder and saying, like, man, you're going to make a good coach one day? Like,
I've never heard that.
Exactly.
Never.
But it happens with a lot of white players. They put them on a developmental pathway immediately following their retirement. They start coaching the U18s, the academies, their youth teams, and then they matriculate right on up. Black coaches don't get that opportunity often, man.
Absolutely.
Jermaine Defoe was talking about this recently in the article.
Ooh, Jermaine. Ooh, that's a great name right there. Ooh.
Yeah, Defoe. He's clinical.
That's a great name right there.
I know the Arsenal fan, Devin.
I was about to say,
Defoe was nasty though, man.
I actually had Tottenham Jermaine Defoe jersey at one point. I'm not even gonna lie. I did at one point.
Them Defoe and Adebayor teams?
Bruh. I mean, Defoe, like, even when he went to Toronto, like, I was, like, still a fan of his. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I respect him a little bit more when he finally left, yeah.
Defoe is clinical, man. Clinical.
Yeah.
Devin, that's why we need to get you on Drink Champs, the soccer version. So you really express your feelings.
Y'all should do something like that, man.
I've been saying it the whole time. I've been saying it the whole time. All right, so
no, real quick, in your position, what would you say is like the thing that you're most proud of doing in your position, or like the thing that you've accomplished that you're the most proud of so far in your position so far?
Yeah. By far, man, USL Forward, the program that kind of went public, maybe that was 2 months ago now. And I'll tell you in particular about that program that have 2 black women out of 5 coaches, like, be highlighted for the work that they've done, for their grind, out there getting their UEFA A, UEFA Elite, UEFA B licenses. And it's like, at some point, we know that the issue impacts multiple BIPOC communities, but when you look at black women in the game,
absolutely,
they're not given their opportunities, man.
Not at all.
It was us, and I say us because, I work with a small little team internally who understand what the issues are. It's like, nah, man, like, we're going to identify the best talent and we're going to get them their opportunities. And I would say easily, man, that's been like the most rewarding experience so far.
It's beautiful. Amazing.
Yeah, that's dope. That's dope. I mean, and I got to give a shout out to a homegirl, Stacey, when she is heading up the Tallahassee, squad.
Yep.
And with my homegirl, what I'm saying, as far as Ashley Fontes, she's the owner, operator of them as well, too. Good people, great people, not good people, great people.
Yeah, man. Sure is.
I can't wait to see how that project starts out. We were actually talking internally, like, we need to take a road trip to go see, the beginnings of their season and everything like that.
Let me know when you go, man.
No, hey, culture. We might have an episode coming from that. I mean, we haven't done an away game series in a while, but that definitely is something that we've earmarked as far as Tallahassee, outside of FAMU, there ain't nothing else there, right? You know what I'm saying? See that? T-Pain. Does T-Pain even go back down there?
I don't even think T-Pain claimed Tallahassee, man.
I mean, he got a mansion in Wisconsin, right? No?
That's a good one.
There you go. It's classic, baby. Mansion in Wisconsin. All right, so start putting a bow on all this, everything like that. Mr. Or Doctor, sorry, excuse me. Doctor. Got some respect on the name.
Respect it.
Put some respect on the name. Dr. Evil, we call him Dr. Evil. So, same thing. Pie in the Sky. DEI of USL. I don't put you on the spot. I feel like this is a job interview type of question.
Yeah, I see what you think, man. I'm like, hold on, man.
Pie in the Sky, though. I mean, as far as like the USL is concerned, obviously USL is, God, I feel like every year they're under so much pressure as far as like, what are y'all going to do type of thing? Because clearly USL holds a pivotal place within the development of soccer within the country. Not even world. I mean, let's be honest, world. But as far as your seat in that chair that you were sitting in, Pie in the Sky, when you look back and step back, whether you're with them from a year from now, 5 years, 10 years, if you tomorrow say, fuck it, I quit after this interview because Devin and Tony are like, when you step back from this position, what do you hope that your impact is with the USL and your role?
Yeah, man, I think it's like cliche to say that, you want to leave things better than
how you found it. That's
I know
my kids all the time. I tell that's my kids all the time.
Man, I would love, I'm big on structures, man, which is why I don't take the traditional approach to DEI, like, oh, we're going to do an unconscious bias training, because that's not structural.
Yeah.
If I could leave behind a structure that continues to make sure, again, that Black coaches are given their due diligence and fair consideration for jobs, I would say that would be my pie in the sky, man. I want to get to the point, truthfully, we got 36 clubs currently.
I don't know. You tell me. I can't keep up.
That's on the pro side. That's on the pro side. That's on the men's pro side.
That felt light to me. Yeah.
I know.
Are you sure?
This is just Championship, League 1, 36, if you count Super League, 44. Wouldn't nobody bat an eye if you started a season with 44 white head coaches. Nobody want to say anything. I want to get to when we started the season with 44 Black coaches.
Bruh. Hey, I still got my licenses. I'm just saying.
Bruh, let's get it.
I still got my license.
Let's get it. Now,
they expired last year. I can get it back.
Get me so black. See, that's what's wrong, Devin. That's what's wrong.
But that's real though, man. Nobody bats an eye at that, man. The NFL been doing that for decades, man. Soccer's been doing it. They made it normal for Wilfred Nancy to be the only one in MLS. They made it normal for Connell Smith to be the only one. We got to get to a point, man, where, like you said, pie in the sky. Let's roll out 44 Black head coaches on the pro side.
Let's do it.
Damn.
Let's do it.
That is a pie in the sky. If I were to die the day after that happened, I would be a happy man.
Man, who you telling?
I would be a happy man. All right, so here's a question that is really going to separate you from your listeners now. This might determine if you got supporters or not. Who's winning the Premier League, Champions League, and then Are you rocking with the U.S. with the She Believes Cup and everything like that? So those 3 questions: who's running in the Premier League? Who's got Champions League? And who's rocking?
Arsenal winning the Premier.
Woo! Why are you kissing up to Devin, man? Why?
Nah, bro. My boy Jeff is a big Arsenal fan. I've been saying it from day one.
All right.
Yeah.
You hear that? We speaking it into existence. We speaking.
I'm going with Arsenal Premier. Champions
is a little tricky.
Yeah, that was tricky. Yo, as much as it pains me to say it, because I hate this club with every fiber of my being, but it wouldn't surprise me if Real.
I knew that's what was coming.
I say Real, like they're built for that. Like,
bro, Ancelotti's so slept on, bro.
Yeah. I also would say that, like, I don't know, it's funny, like, you know, you get your algorithms and everything, what keeps showing up in your timelines and everything like that. You know what constantly shows up in my timeline? Is Ancelotti, when he received the ball, when it was going out of bounds, he was on the sideline, he handled it with his foot, and handled it like a G.
Yeah.
I mean, like...
Yeah. The sauce, man, the drip.
Yeah.
And he was in a 3-piece? Like...
Yeah.
Like...
Yeah.
Dope,
I would
man.
love to see, and I didn't finish the Atletico match. Did they win today?
They did. It went to penalties.
Oh, okay. So I left. It was after the Pies goal.
Mm-hmm.
I would love
went
to
to
see
penalties.
Simeone get one.
So we got... Okay.
He a dog, boy.
I love Atleti.
Yeah, he's a dog. But yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if
all right, so did the U.S. women pull out the She Believes Cup? I mean, are we...
Who in there? Canada, Brazil, Japan?
It is, yes, those are the 4 with us.
Yeah, they probably pull it off.
Okay. I mean, as far as the DEI efforts, I mean, I got to say it's definitely dope to see that, like,
heck yeah,
the sisterhood just like it's looking great.
Yeah, man.
I mean,
what 10 black women players on the roster of 23?
Bruh.
Something like that. Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing.
It is, man. It is.
It is dope. And like, I mean, obviously you're a father to daughters and
man.
like who are in the game, and same thing with my daughter, like I'm like, baby girl, are you watching?
Yeah, man.
Please watch this.
Yeah, man.
This ain't normal.
Yeah.
But it needs to be.
It's not.
Yeah.
It ain't normal.
I got my little daughter in my hands. We were watching the Atletico game, had my daughter in my hands. 1 year old. She don't know what's going on yet, but we're gonna get her there.
She's going to.
Sinking in. Sinking in, man.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah, man.
All right, so Chris, thank you so much, man.
Yeah, no doubt, man. We appreciate y'all having me on, man.
As big fans of yours for a long time, and you know, obviously we in your corner. We're not in your circle, we're in your corner.
Likewise, man. Appreciate that.
It's the difference. I hope y'all understand is we in your corner, man. So like, if a governor starts tripping on you, if another owner starts tripping on you or anything like that, we got you.
Just say the word.
Bells out. Well, hoo, you know how we get. You know what I'm saying? We call them up. We'll come up with we showing up with black Air Forces. We ain't showing up with white. We showing up with black Air Forces.
Showing up like my boy Earl Spence. Black
Hey, bro. You know it's different when we show up in the black Air Forces.
That's when you know one.
Right.
When they show up with the black voices, that's when you know one.
Just saying. You know you got us in your corner.
With the
is
gun
there
bottom.
anything that you want to let the culture know about that's coming down the pipeline? Or
man, we got some more stuff, man, that we working on. Further building on USL forward, man. Really trying to make it even more real, you know?
Okay.
Trying to take it to the next step. So I would say, man, just like keep your eyes open, because we are doing some big things, man. Like we are getting the buy-in that we need, and yeah.
Can people check that out somewhere? Is there a link or a website or somewhere that people can check out?
Yeah, so I mean, it's USLsoccer.com/USL forward. I think that's the URL. If not, if you just go to uslsoccer.com and if you click on the impact and inclusion tab, which again, man, like even that, having that on the main page,
that's huge.
Is huge, man.
That is huge. Like I understand. Like trust me, I know. Like when you get an actual page representation,
came a long way.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
that's huge.
Yeah, man.
Hey, Chris, brother, you are always a part of the culture here, man. You're always welcome. You're always a contributor. You're always just a friend of the program. So we thank you. We appreciate you, and we always in your corner, man. Thanks so much, man.
Thanks to Dr. Busey for chilling with Coach and Devin. Sir, what we're not going to do is talk about my damn head.
First of all, we need a gator chop to that head.
Oh, God. Really?
I don't think there could be a gator chop to that head because of how big that head is.
You know what?
The gator get his mouth around that head.
Oh, man. But Dr. Busey, he's definitely, like I said, he stood 10 toes down to the school and like.
Does he stand on business, as the kids say?
Absolutely.
He did. He stood on business. He stood on business.
All the respect in the world to him, and hopefully stop. Like, of course, we've kept our eye on USL for a hot minute. We got the United Black players with that group with USL and definitely with everything coming up with the Super League and the W League. And yes, again, shout out to Coach Stacy, because yes, I don't know, are they moving her to Tallahassee? Because I'm like, I know she got her like little compound down in South Florida. I'm like, right. I don't know if she would let that one go.
I don't know what that plan is.
But yes, we're hoping for good things, and yeah, we can get that trip down for the tally. I'll make that work.
And our homegirl Ashley, we haven't had her on the show yet, but she's been flirting with the idea of being on. But Ashley is the owner and operator of the Tallahassee squad there. Like, Ashley is a former president of United Soccer Coaches. Good things are coming through that institution. So we gotta support that squad.
Absolutely. So, do you want to talk about this now, or do you want to go and do two up and two down first? Because we, like I said, it's been a long 4 months, but the past week, dog, it's been rough, dog. It's been rough.
I mean, what can help me is I got a Bitcoin.
Wow.
I got some Bitcoin that can help you with that.
I bet you do. I got a little. What was that, dog? I got a little bit left on my
that Dogecoin. That Dogecoin.
Yeah, that Dogecoin.
All right, y'all. So
it's going up. Stock's growing up, baby.
About 12,000, give or take. Yeah. All right, y'all.
Hey, Greggo, we love you, man.
Man, listen.
We love you, man.
It's on a lot of levels, and I'm probably going to it in my two up and two down. Like, it's just been a tough week.
It ain't fun.
And because like the crazy thing about it is that unlike y'all that got all that stupid Bitcoin shit, and I talked about this on my new IG page, because that's actually the page that got hacked originally. I didn't realize that my homegirl's page was hacked. So when that account hit me up, I'm thinking it's something pretty simple. And because all that was asked of me was to vote for her in this fashion contest. Now, if you've had, homegirls, girlfriends, wives, whatever, that, do their fashion tips, say, hey, vote for me in this contest, yada yada yada, whoop de whoop. I've done this for a few more than a few people. So like when it came to me, it was like, all right, cool, no problem. And I go to the site. The site still has her on the link or whatever. So I'm thinking, okay, this is that. I'm not thinking twice about it. It probably didn't help that I don't know if y'all had this problem, but like the day before, there were some issues with Facebook, and I had to reset my password. So when you do that, typically it signs you out of all your apps and everything. You have to go through signing back in and everything. And when I was already in the process of trying to sign back in and everything, and I hadn't done that yet. So when this account hits me up, it's saying like, hey, actually the first thing it told me was that the voting has expired. I tell them, hey, I can't vote. It's done. And then as I'm trying to access my, like how I tell you, like, log in either with your Facebook or your Instagram or your Twitter to vote, whatever. And of course, when it does that, it says, hey, sign in with your code and everything. While I was doing that, they were trying to log in at the same time with my shit. And it allowed one of my approvals allowed them to get in, and they changed my contacts, changed the phone number attached to it. I was like seeing that shit happen in real time. It's like, get the fuck out of here. And of course, the way Facebook works, since they own both their site and Instagram, is like everything's already all linked. And so, yeah, it was like, yes, you're trying to, like, I remember like in real time trying to, move the FTC account over to a new email. And yeah, they snatched that shit right before I could do it. I was like, fuck. And it's crazy right now because my old IG account apparently is gone, but FTC is still up. And I don't know what's going to happen with that. We got our homegirl, Sky from Shea Butter. She got a cousin that works for Meta. They're trying to see what they can work out as far as recovering what they can. I'm pretty sure my personal Facebook is up, and I'm pretty sure our FTC IG is up. But like my personal IG, that's gone. And of course I can't log into any of the FTC stuff except for Twitter. So yeah. And TikTok, because we kind of leave that one alone. So yeah, it's just been, actually I work in IT. Like, this is the kind of stuff that it's like, typically the stuff that you get like this is usually pretty obvious. The way that this one went down, it was so smooth. Like, it was so smooth. They took my number from my page and text me saying they're a Facebook square. I was like, damn, like, y'all just really were out here trying to get me. And it's like, why? But yeah.
Greggo,
So
people just need to know, do you know what Disney princess you would be? And if it was up to your choice, which Disney princess you would be? Or
I don't know.
I mean, or based upon if you're, what's your sign? What are you?
Scorpio.
Scorpio, yeah. Because you're a Scorpio, you're entitled to being a millionaire now and having a yacht and everything like that.
Apparently, my Bitcoin is up $12,000, and I think some of my homies, that's it. I think they got screenshots of like 20,000. I'm like, you know what actually bothers me the most? Actually, a couple things bother me. One,
oh shit, I just need one.
Of course, when people, of course, I try to reach out to as many people that I'm in regular contact with, let them know, hey, my shit got hacked and everything. And so, of course, some of them, you know, we are known to associate with a bunch of smartasses and everything. So they've been trying to chat with this mug that's been posing as us, and it's like, is this hacked? Like, no, I am not. I'm like, first of all, y'all know I'm usually pretty good with my grammar and my spelling, and I'm like,
all that
when you saw like, no, am not, like, do you even know how to speak, my dude? Like, what is really going on? Like if you're gonna be me, but like, you just giving us all these red flags that's right off the bat, saying like, nah, this ain't G, this ain't who we think it is. But yeah, like, just going through all this and then work shit, it's just been a whole lot this past week just in itself. And yeah, I'm over it. Like, I'm trying to hold off on having to create another Facebook page. I feel like that in itself is just stupid, but that might be what we have to do. When I'm just like, we need our FTC Facebook page back. I'd love to have the IG page back, but we do have new accounts up just in case. The same handler that we use on TikTok, the FTCUTD pod, we're now using that on IG as well. And I just changed the period to an underscore as far as my personal stuff, Greggo _FTC. But you know, if y'all hear this and y'all haven't already done so, yeah, make sure you follow us on that. Of course, FTCUTD is still the same on Twitter. Thankfully, that hasn't changed. So that's pretty much been like the mothership account during all this. But yeah, it's to say it's been a headache and a half would be an understatement, because you mean, like, you realize, like, after like 5 years of doing this, and like it's just like the community that you built, and then all of a sudden it's all gone. I'm like, that shit fucking sucks. But we build again. But
we do it live. Are we going to do it live? Do it live.
Always. Of course, we have been busy in the meantime. Of course, thanks to everybody that's been that took advantage of the Kit Week sale up on ftcutd.com/shop. I got most of the name sets already out, and you know, there were some bangers as far as the kits that came out both in MLS and USL. Like, there, I have to give a shout to a team that I did not think had it in them to drop the heat that they did. The Wave, San Diego. Oh my God, like they fucking knocked that shit out the fucking park. And like, I see you nodding, Devin, because like I said, you saw, I was like, whoa. They leaned up in that shit, like, yeah. Like that was pretty damn good. Like, can I
interject? I mean, I know it's off topic, but it's on topic.
What's up?
I was at work this past weekend out the fields and everything like that, and I was at pickup, and when the players roll up, and the Corinthians,
Which one?
The one with the Japanese letters?
Yeah.
Bitch. Damn.
Pickup. He rolled up in pickup in that.
Damn.
Oh, we got money.
Bruh.
Damn.
When I saw that thing in person, I was like, oh shit. Even Bay was like, yo, whose jersey is that?
Wow, that's tough. That's tough work. Damn.
Yeah. That kid.
I ain't showing up to pick up in that.
Like, I had kid envy for once. Like, I don't have kid envy normally.
Mm-hmm.
So I had kid envy there. I was like, I want that. I need that. I have to get it now.
I know you've been keeping your eye on the streets, Devin. Which kits you've been having an eye on?
Oh man, too many come to my mind at one time. Yeah, Wave definitely knocked it out the park. It's about time. Took y'all long enough. I'm trying to think about what else. I'm trying to picture in my head what else looked good out there. I'm having a complete brain fart off the top of my head.
What about
Let's
the
turn
Minnesota
to our
one?
good friend. Yeah. I was gonna say Minnesota. I couldn't remember if I was looking at the right kid or not. Let's turn to our good friend Google real fast while we have some time.
But yeah, while you Google that course, even though the sale's gone, you can still, with all the new jerseys that have come out for the new season, you can still get your jersey hooked up at ftcutd.com/shop. We're still out there doing the damn thing. We got, like I said, we've been getting a little jiggy with it. Like, even like for some teams who didn't necessarily, come out with drip. I'm looking at you, Bay FC. We still got we created some heat for y'all. So, something to dress it up a little bit. So
can I get on a rant, please?
What's up, man?
Can I have a goalkeeper union?
You don't like that new keeper kit in MLS?
I'm just like, I hate to say it, like, I am the old man in the rocking chair, and I will rock myself to death. Please let goalkeepers have some creative control over these goalkeeper kits. I'm tired of these templates and everything like that. Like, please let goalkeepers express themselves. Like, let them have the creative energy, whether it's within the league, whether if it's within, I don't know what it is, but there's got to be something where you let keepers express themselves and stop dealing with these templates. I'm tired. Like, I'm not gonna lie, that was probably a quarter of the reason why I wanted to play keepers, because I would be able to be different.
Mm-hmm.
And I would tell you right now, working in these youth ranks, you work with kids, keeper is a punishment as opposed to something that they want to do. And so what better way to keep kids wanting to play keeper is like, yo, you get to
where's that new you stand out in the crowd.
We need a Jorge Campos back. I mean, there's a reason why he's on my wall. That man right there. But seriously though, like it's done. Like we're going backwards where everybody's got to be cookie cutter. Like,
yeah, that's the part that always bugs me, because of course it doesn't help, especially with MLS where everything is coming from one outfitter. So like it always looks the same. Like you have very few opportunities where somebody can really stand out.
Are there within each league? Like, you can cater to that. You do it with shoes. Why can't you do it with keeper kits?
Because that's too much work. It's too much work.
And shirts are cheaper than shoes and cleats to make. So, come on now. Come on now. Adidas, Nike, I'm talking to y'all. Joma, I'm talking to you.
Not Joma.
Yo, don't sleep on Joma, man. Don't sleep on Joma.
What kits you peeping at, Devin?
Yeah, indeed. So definitely forgot about the Chicago, the Red Stars. Their primary kit. That thing is absolutely fire. Shout out to all my Chicago people. And then I guess we can call them Seattle Reign. The Seattle Reign kit.
Did they back?
The navy blue with the gold and the original logo, the OG logo. The Queen is back. That thing is fire. You guys are going to be showing out in that. So those are definitely like my top two, like that. Everybody needs to cop those. And Orlando has another kit as well that's different from the purple. That's kind of similar to the Wabi.
The orange, that orange sherbet.
So yeah, they stepped out of their, out of their comfort zone with that as well. So hats off to them.
Cool. I'm sure that we'll get into the Women's Gold Cup that just took place during our US Open Cup episode. But yeah, like I will just keep that one real short and just say the US women got kind of lucky. They got kind of lucky, especially with how they got smacked by Mexico. That was interesting.
Hey, look, you just set yourself.
That pack was coming.
You set yourself up to be lucky. You gotta put yourself in a position to be lucky. Still gotta be in that position.
That you know what, and that's always like the thing at the end of the day, especially with the U.S. It's like for all the missteps, it's kind of like, yeah, but we won.
But Greggo, you're missing the point, man. We the culture, man. Like, wasn't it a beautiful thing to see?
Eight.
How many black women on that field?
8, and it should have been 9. Shout out to Mia Fisher. Like, it's a damn shame. Like, these knee injuries are crazy.
Like, seriously, that is monumental and it's a beautiful thing.
We love you, man.
Whether they won or lost, I don't care. Like, that is huge.
Yeah, like, yeah, they took a picture after the final. I was just like, oh, we coming.
Now it's not we coming. We've been here. Now we finally getting the call up. So
yeah, like I said, and it's not all of them because I mean, like I said,
it's not even all of them. Let's think about it. It's not even all of them.
Technically, they had Jaden playing out of position because she had her up front, but she's really a 10. Of course, you had Mia Fisher who got hurt during camp. It's like hopefully she recovers pretty quickly.
My Man United goalkeeper to get called up.
Yeah.
So
we got Messiah Bright who just got traded to Angel City, who probably should have been the one that got called up instead of Alex. But like I said, we
Alana Cook.
Yep, Alana Cook. Like I said, trust me, coming. But yeah,
we've been here. I'm trying to say we've been here.
To take over, and like I said, next month she believes, just keep your eyes and ears open because we should have an announcement coming from both us and our sisters over at Shea Butter FC pretty soon.
Ooh. Shea Butter what?
FC.
Who are they?
Shut up, man. We got some good stuff coming up with them, but yeah, like, so we've been talking y'all's heads off today. Let's get up here and 2 up and 2 down. The coach, young man, what you got?
Young? I don't know about all that, but I mean, actually, it's funny you say that. I'm not going to do the downs, just doing the ups. So, this past Monday, your boy got to see Burna Boy live.
How was that?
Bro,
So moving.
Bro, Burna Boy he's been my favorite artist even up to this point, but like now seeing him live is just cemented that. There's an energy and vibe to him. You know what I'm saying? Like, he is who like, when I walk into these offices and everything like that, I'm going to channel my inner Burna Boy. Because he has
Got you.
He has a certain type of, there's a swagger, of course, but there's a persona and laid backness, but at the same time, know when you got to be energetic. Like, that's how I've always operated in life, and he does that to the T. And so how he is as performer, like, good God, and he support, like, I've always been a big proponent of, like, if I'm paid for you to perform live, you better have a live band.
Got to.
Stuff. I'm tired of these, like, entertainers who don't have live bands. Like, I don't understand that. Like, why is that even supported? And so Burna Boy had a live band. He had, like, he constantly was supporting them and showing them. He's like, yo, give my saxophone man some love. Give the drummer some love. You know what I'm saying? Like, he had an orchestra. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what it's about. That's music. That's artists. And so this was in Tampa. And I got to see the diaspora of Tampa. I didn't know it was there. And
it is here.
It is there. So I was glad to see that. So that was definitely an up. I guess the other up is baby girl just turned 9 recently.
9 times.
Yeah. As we were talking fatherhood stuff, when I was talking with Devin, I was talking to Chris about fatherhood stuff and everything like that. It's definitely a challenge, but at the same time, like, man, you wouldn't trade for anything else in the world, man. Like, it's
I was listening to that part of the interview. Like, it sounded like Young Memphis is a equinologist.
Equestrian. Yeah, so for her birthday, took her horseback riding again for the second year in a row. First year, I got bucked off. And I want to make sure that it's clear that I got bucked off. Sometimes when she retells the story, she's like, yeah, my daddy fell off a horse. No, I did not fall off. That makes it sound like I'm not athletic or I'm not capable of riding a horse. I've been riding horses since I was 8 years old. I know how to ride a horse. I got bucked off because the horse stepped in the hole and it freaked out. And he started going like this. This was right after, if you remember, I just had my ACL surgery.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, remember last year when I just had ACL surgery and everything like that? So at the same time, I'm like, yo, I'm on this horse. He's bucking. I ain't trying to get caught up. Let me throw my ass off. So that was last year. This year, the same lady who owns a horse farm, she was like, do you want to ride Shadow again? I was like, no. I don't want to ride Shadow again. Me and Shadow, we don't get along. No. But anyway, say that, watching my daughter, she's 9 years old now. She's acting like a little preteen and everything like that. But
she get too cool for you, man?
She's just a trip. She's different. Like I even yesterday when I was picking her up from school and going to take her to practice and everything like that. And so, as you know, I was been in Atlanta, like every weekend it feels like it wants to rain just on the weekends. So she's had a lot of game cancellations. So I was letting her know, like, this weekend, baby girl, you got 2 games this weekend. We got makeups and everything like that. And so she's like, all right, yeah, daddy. I was like, so you know what that means? She said, what? I'm like, well, I gotta wake you up at 6 a.m. each morning. And you know what this girl said? She's like, daddy, I know you lying. And I was like,
damn.
What? And she
Damn.
was like, I know you lie. I know when you lying, daddy. I was like, wait, excuse me? And she's like, I know we all had to get up 6 o'clock. She was like, my game is afternoon, isn't it? I was like, you pretty good, aren't you? You know what I'm And damn for sure, she knew. I was playing a joke on her. And it's just crazy that this little girl knows how I am when I'm joking with her. And I was like, yeah, I was lying. I was bullshitting her. Definitely was bullshitting her.
She says she reading you. She reading you, dog.
But, as the second bonus or second up, I would say, is the fact that, continue this journey to fatherhood. Love it. Wouldn't trade anything else for it. And obviously it's been a while since we podcasted and everything like that. But, I'm always reminded of when Kobe's passing and Gigi's passing, how blessed I am to be here on this road with my daughter. It's something special. So,
indeed it is, man. And speaking of the others, Devin, dude, what you got, man?
Yeah, man. First up, life is good right now. All the teams are firing on all cylinders right now. I mean, Arsenal boys, first place after this weekend, top of the table right now. Just won in the Champions League, making it to the quarterfinals. First time since 2010 that we've made it to the quarterfinals.
I realized it had been that long. I was like, yo, that's what happened when you keep on running into Barcelona year after year.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, yep. But yes, Tony, David Raya, yo, actually, you know what? This whole week has actually been pretty solid for keepers. It really has, because you got to go talk about Alyssa Nair.
Yep.
Got to talk about Raya.
Yep.
Who was the other one that today? Oblak.
Yep.
Oblak.
Yeah, it's been a keeper's week, dog.
Yes.
I'm not gonna wood. We'll see, because next thing y'all doing is shitting on keepers next week. I know. It's
only a matter. I mean, hey, Onana hasn't done anything stupid in a while.
Hey,
so.
Actually, he made team of the week for FC 24. So
yeah,
he got 87 rating for team of the week on FC 24.
Hearts and minds.
We'll see how long it lasts. But anyway, go ahead, Dev.
No, actually, yeah. Speaking of Raya, actually, a lot of respect to him. He's been doing really well lately. Of course, always speculation is just about him joining in the first place over Ramsdale, and
Ramsdale had
necessary,
an interesting game too.
You know what? It was in the past. I beat it. Men in Black show the Flash. Never happened. All right.
He had a good. Other than that crazy goal he let through, he had a good game.
Never happened. See, exactly. But no, respect to both of them. But definitely a lot of respect to Rhea. And even just his post-match interview with Thierry and Kate and Jamie and Micah. Just the class that he showed during that. He definitely, I think he earned a lot of people's respect if they didn't have it already by then. So shout out to them. Yeah, shout out to all the teams doing well right now. Arsenal, Tigres is doing good. They just advanced in the CONCACAF Champions Cup last night.
Speaking of Tigres, we definitely got to shout your boy out, man, because your boy Devin got a feature up on the Tigres website during Black History Month. Like I said, the influence is spreading because we definitely have a nice sizable Tigres contingent in the Cultureverse, and because Shea Butter got featured a few weeks back, and then you got featured. So, like I said, we see you, dog. We see you. Like so, our people are famous out here. They famous as fuck.
Love it, man. Just again, spreading the culture as always. So that's what I'm here for. That's what I want to do. If I can make somebody a fan, then I know I've done my job. What else?
There is a certain job that just finally popped off, so we could talk about that.
Yeah, we got employment. We're employed. It's good to be employed. God is good. All the time. Definitely started a new job, everybody. I am the director of community outreach for the Annapolis Blues NPSL team. Very excited for that. They've been working with the team for a couple weeks now, and we're gearing up for the season. So it's a good job. It's a good opportunity. Having a lot of fun. Happy to it was time for a change, and it was just I made the right move. I'm happy for that.
You ain't got to do that damn commute no more.
Huh?
You ain't got to do that damn commute no more, because whoo.
Yeah, no, the commute, it's funny because there actually is a commute, but it's actually a smooth ride.
Right.
Yeah. So it's still an hour commute, but it's straight through, and I haven't had any issues. I haven't hit traffic not one time yet going into the office. So shout out to that. Throwing on some podcasts, throwing on Shea Butters and the FTCs, and I'm listening to that. And next thing you know, I'm there. So, very excited about that. Very excited about this season. We're going to do some good stuff. So looking forward to it. And if you're in the Annapolis area this summer, come to a game.
Absolutely. I'm going to keep my 2 episodes down short because, again, we're about to do this right back again for this U.S. Open Cup episode. So, first and foremost, here in Atlanta, Raheem the damn Dream. Let's go. Yo, Raheem Morris is the new head coach here with the Atlanta Falcons. And when I tell you, I've been a big fan of this dude for a hot minute because he used to coach down in Tampa. And I feel like he got a raw deal getting fired out of there because his offensive coordinator basically sold him out and he was a straight up dick. But yes, I've been waiting for him to get another chance. Like he was DC out in LA when they won their Super Bowl a couple years ago, and it's just been a matter of time as far as him getting the opportunity to be a head coach again. He's still young as hell because I think he's only 46 or 47. It's this dude is good, and I'm hype as hell for him. Y'all know I ain't a big Falcons fan like that, but that move I was yeah, that's tough. Granted, you kind of had to pivot to that, and then they just signed Kirk Cousins, and I'm just oh, man.
Matt Ryan 2.0.
Worse. worse. Like, and then of course all the social media pictures that they'd already done with him with all the Dirty Birds ice, and I'm like, what are y'all doing? What are y'all doing? Like, I guess we couldn't have it all. You know, you couldn't go get Justin Fields, you couldn't go get Russell Wilson. You said, hey, we'll go ahead and get.
I didn't want Russell. I was cool with Justin, but Russell, like, but Kirk is like the man showing you what he's done. Like,
yeah,
it's so funny. Like I saw Bomani Jones talk about it. It was like, is this not the most Atlanta thing? You're going to support the quarterback who knows how to choke when it comes to game of the line.
Cam
does great regular season. Like he does great. Like there's no doubt about it. But like
one playoff win his whole career.
There you go. There you go. That's the one.
And you want people to get hype on him,
bruh.
Dog, he is a first ballot Hall of Fame finesser. I've been saying that in the chats. I've been saying that on Twitter. I'll say that everywhere. First ballot.
Yes, man.
Finesse.
I want his agent, man.
Yes. Come holler at us. Come holler at FTC. Contact at FTCUTD.com. We listen.
I'm in contract negotiations currently. I need his.
Absolutely.
That one playoff win was through the blown coverage, too, if you remember correctly.
Yes.
Yep. There was some love
Absolutely.
in that shit.
But yes, absolutely. I'm hyped for Raheem. I'm hoping that actually works out.
I think it's still better than what we've had. Yes.
Yeah. One down. Paul Pogba. He's been out for a hot minute. You know, even after he moved to Juventus, and it looks like he's going to be hot. He's going to be out for 4 years now because apparently he was doping of some sort, and they got popped on a test, and he is suspended from world soccer for the next 4 years. And mind you, I think he just turned 30, so you're talking about he'll be 34 by the time the suspension ends. It's like it's an absolutely tragic end to what really was a sparkling career. You know, you have a World Cup winner, Europa League winner, U17 World Cup winner. Like, the man won everywhere he went. And it's just like, that's how it ends.
I mean, next to Messi, he was the next thing for Adidas as far as like their promo stuff.
Yeah, he was brand name big, baby. He was signature lines and all that stuff, and now it's just over, and that's just wow.
I can't wait till that Netflix series comes out.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, didn't he have the first one? I'm like, yeah, we definitely need a sequel. We need a follow up to that now.
That Netflix series is gonna be dope. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, that's just. It wasn't supposed to end like this. Not like this. Not like this.
Not like this.
But yeah, I will save a couple more for our U.S. Open Cup episode. Again, you'll see that probably in a few days if it's not already dropped by the time this comes out. Again, thanks to Dr. Chris Busey for coming out and chilling with the fam. You know, I'm mad now because I can't do the social media thing that we used to always do because FTCUTD pod doesn't roll off the tongue the same way. That's nothing I'm just pissed at. But you know, again, Instagram FTCUTD pod, TikTok FTCUTD pod, Twitter is still FTC
UTD.
So yeah, you can still find us there. But like I said, we got to get this shit straight because the fuck. But yeah, we will see y'all probably in the next day or so with our U.S. Open Cup episode. We definitely got a lot to get into there. You know, the season's about to start with NWSL, USL, MLS has already started. Don't do the Leagues Cup, y'all. Just, you know, don't even bother with that shit this year. But yeah, we will see y'all on the other side of dawn, and we out. Peace.
Yep.
FTC UTD.